Alright, folks, here we go today with the first of my Civilization Let's Play series. This is Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword. So I have all the civilizations from Warlords and the regular civilization. I can play any of the game's contents. It really doesn't matter. But right now I am playing as the Japanese. I set my faction to random. So it was kind of weird how I ended up with the Japanese. I really didn't care who I ended up with, but here we go. I always set my first warrior to automated explore mode so I can see some of the map and any of my enemies who might be around me. So yeah, for some reason right here I didn't end my turn for a while, but this video will drag on for 17 minutes or right around there, just past that, and it's really not that crucial. It's just the beginning of the game, which for anyone who's played Civilization, it's just building up your primary city and building other cities. So it's expanding in a sense and finding other civilizations. And that is why the title of this one is this. Sorry, the title of this one. My bad. The title of this video is going to be Civilizations Galore, because you find so many. I think I find like 10. I do have max civilizations on, so we start with 18 civilizations, and the map I am playing on is Earth 2. So some of the features rightly resemble Earth, but it also differs in some ways. So if this was Earth, I would be starting just north of China, I believe. So, yeah. I got a worker from a village that I found right outside the radius of my main city. And that's why I like the Japanese starting with a warrior, is because scouts usually die a little bit easier in combat, though they do hold out against most barbarian forces. Excuse me. So yeah, basically what it is discovering resources, researching for your first technologies, and finding almost every civilization on the map. In this one, sorry, I like choked on the name a few times. It is Civilizations Galore, and it is because you just find so many. The Spanish were to the south of me. If you watch my later videos, I did pre-record all of these videos, so I do know what is going to happen. I won't spoil too much, though I already have in my 9th video of Julia campaign. Sorry about that. One of my cats was scratching at my door. I don't really let them in my room too much. One of them has a problem where he likes to go to the bathroom on my stuff, just my stuff. I don't know. Maybe he hates me. And then another, if I try and record or play a game, as soon as you pet him once, just one little stroke down the back of the head, he is all over you. He is over you, your desk, your computer, your keyboard. He is just everywhere. He just wants the attention even more. And I think that's why he's scratching at my door, because he wants attention. So yeah, I'm gonna build a settler to expand. No, I'm not. My bad. I thought I was going to. Anyways, so yeah, scouts are always good because they can move, usually, depending on terrain, double the speed of warriors, which allows you to find more lands, find more civilizations, stuff like that. Which is important because it's already been almost 5 minutes in the game and I found, what, 6 other civilizations already. So I'm the 7th, and I think that was um. Anyways, so yeah, you find them fairly quickly at the beginning, and that's because I have 18 civilizations in this game. So this game is not going to be just a few videos, it is going to be a ton of videos. And I will get into massive wars with multiple civilizations. I already have in one of my newer videos. I will not tell you who. If you well, if you watch my ninth Julia campaign, I already gave it away. I didn't mean to, but I kinda did. Anyways, yeah. So basically, just have your scout. I always have my workers build automated improvements, unless I absolutely need something. Like if I find a resource of iron and I need it right away, I need it to build my armies like right now, I will send him out and build those. So a little bit of exploring the map while I find civilizations. I do every once in a while go out and look at what I've found for the map. So that right down there, if you did not notice, was the Celtic leader, Bokuda, or I think that's how you say it. So to the south is the Celts, a wonderful civilization of people who could totally kill me if they wanted to. So if you have played this game before, you know everything I'm talking about, unless you're newer to the game. And if you haven't, um, be careful when you build your settlers, because they will they take up your production, but they also halt your city growth. Your city cannot grow if you are building a worker or a settler. I also believe a workboat. But in Civilization 5, they did not. That issue is still the same. In Civilization 5, you can't stack units on top of each other. So, and yes, I do have that circle. I don't know how to get rid of that, so if anyone can tell me, that would be awesome, because I usually do build like right around the area they tell me to. It's usually a fairly good area to build in anyways. It has a little bit of food and good production, but sorry. I kind of want it to go away. It's annoying. Anyways, back to the game. In Civilization 5, you can't stack units. You have ranged units, and then you have close combat units, and that's how you really play the game. Is you surround your enemy city and take it out. And one of my friends has told me that usually what he does is he just builds like massive amounts of warriors and sends them in like that. What I do usually is I build 3 or 4 melee units and 3 or 4 ranged units, and I circle the city as quickly as possible without having my units get hurt, and then that's how I take out the city. I usually take it with, sometimes I actually only take it with like 5 units, 3 melee, 2 ranged, and it's fairly easy. But I honestly can't say that I love Civilization 5 as 100%. I do like it, it's really good. But there's one thing about Civilization 4 that I really like too, is that you don't need like the resource amount or the resource quantities. That doesn't really bug me, but it does hinder you later on in the game when you're trying to build massive armies to crush your opponents. Actually, later on in the game it really doesn't matter, but early in the game, like swordsmen who require iron, battleships require, I think, iron. Planes need aluminum. Deathbots need nuclear uranium. There we go. So it just becomes a hassle trying to maintain quantity of resources. So you really can't trade it off to anyone in later games. In this, I could have 3 different iron things and trade one off to a player, because I believe you can trade resources. It has been a long time since I've played Civ 4, other than this, but I believe you can do that. It is to my believing that you can do such a thing. And, it helps you get some money, it helps you maybe get a city, but money is good to have. You'll actually see me change my science later, so I start making some money. And then every time I start losing money, I'll lower it again, so I start making money again. So I have no idea why I sat there for so long with Augustus Caesar. I don't know if I was looking at something. I honestly don't know. But this whole time, I was talking with a friend, so that could have been it. And that's why there's like no audio. And there might not be audio in any of my videos other than me talking, because honestly, it is so much easier for me to do an after audio sometimes because it involves really no editing. It sounds kind of lazy, but it's also faster, so I can pump out more videos faster. So it's a lazy thing, but it's also a production thing. Like, how many videos am I producing? How fast? Um, but I understand that no noise in the like. I really can't do music because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But the noise isn't a problem. Noise is lovely to have while watching a game, so you don't just have to listen to me drone on about the game or about what I'm doing or whatever. So I understand. It is a quality thing. So I might do it. I'm actually considering it highly because, honestly, the noises in Civ are amazing. The music's pretty good too. Excuse me. Jeez. Wow. Excuse me again. Yeah. Drinking a little bit too much soda, I guess. But yeah, no. I am going to get, hopefully, a new computer. But before I get a new computer, I'm planning on getting a PS3. And for those of you who like Civilization Revolution, which is totally 100% different from these Civ games for the computer, I will be doing that. A little bit. It it's a good game. It's definitely a good game. I prefer the ones for the computer because they're a lot more complex, and it makes the game a lot more fun. Like, in that game, roads, when you travel on a road, it counts as one move for the entire road. So if you have a tank, you can travel between 3 cities. And those cities can be pretty far away as long as you paid the money to get the road. So yeah, I mean, I really don't believe it's a horrible game, but definitely got me into it definitely got me into the Civilization games. Like, that was the very first one I played, and I absolutely loved it. And then I went on to this. I bought it off my friend, and I was like, you know what, this game is amazing. But it was the original Civilization 4, and I think it had some problems with the AI, I'm not sure. But they definitely fixed it, because I was playing on the same difficulty then that I am playing on now, and no AI would ever declare war on me, really. And later on, you will see an AI declare war on me. I don't just declare war on the AI. So that, in turn, is also good. And a thing I like about this rather than the original Civ 4 is vassal states. I can be like, hey, I just crushed half your empire. You are now my vassal state. And they're like, okay, and then they never regain independence because they can't get any of their requirements. Because I expand. I don't always win by supremacy, but I expand. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna admit that I do expand a lot. Um, I attack the crap out of people, especially the leaders I really don't like. And it has nothing to do with any of the leaders in the anything about the leaders, but sometimes I just step into a game, I find a certain civilization, sometime, and it will change every game, and I'll be like, that's the civilization I'm gonna kill first. In this case, or that's a civilization I want to kill. But in this case, it actually doesn't happen that way. I don't know if it'll happen in this video, but it will happen in one of my videos. And I will spoil this to anyone who is watching now. That Carthage city that was just built, I had a mission to go and take it. And that is how Carthage will fall. Also, I do the combat out, so I do the combat out whenever possible. I don't just knock it off with the stacked unit thing. I usually do the combat out and watch them fight. But I mean, sometimes it's bullcrap and it aggravates because when you have like 6 warrior, or not 6, when you have more than a few swordsmen attack like an archer and they lose each one of them loses, it just gets aggravating. But then again, when it happens in your favor, when somebody else attacks you with like 6 axemen and you have 1 archer and the archer just kicks that axeman that's ours, that is when it's funny. But when it happens to you, you're like, what the just happened? Like, how do you lose? You have a giant sword and you're standing 2 feet away. Just cut his dang head off. But it doesn't happen that way. Alas, alack. But no. So this is how far my empire gets in the first video. That's all I expand. I do keep searching for stuff, but if you see, like, so far on the map, it's turning out that I started in northeastern Asia, near the top of northeast Asia, more east, you know, but I just upgrade my units and go along. And yeah, so I am definitely going to be doing commentaries when it happens, because sometimes you don't have as much to talk about after. But yeah, that's going to do it for my first video, and I will see you guys on the battlefield.